What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of the best quarterback arm strengthening drills that you guys can do. Let's get started. Also, fellas, if you are a quarterback and you would like to learn how you can read defenses, check out that very first link in the description below where we can break down 500 plus videos, all based on reading coverages, the best plays that'll work against those coverages, and how you guys can improve your football IQ. So if you want to become a smarter quarterback, know what the defense is going to do before you even do it, and know where to go with the ball, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to give you access to all 500 of those videos. Let's get back to this video. All right, fellas, so this is going to be a great drill to help quarterbacks who have an improper base to be able to generate power, because there are two ways that quarterbacks are able to generate power. That's going to come from your legs, aka your weight transfer, and then your hip drive, aka like hip rotation, being able to generate torque, I should say. So one of the common mistakes that quarterbacks will make is that when they're in the pocket and they're in their base, they will be set up to throw, and their knees, it's either because they have a bad posture, maybe they lack having a strong core, strong lower back, or maybe they have weak legs, but their knees go past their toes in their stance, right? They'll bend their knees instead of sitting their butt down. So the problem with that is that when you bend your knees like this and you go to throw, sometimes that prevents that clean hip rotation and your leg locks out, you don't fully rotate through. So this is a great drill to get rid of that. So you don't have to do this on a fence or on a wall. You could honestly do this maybe just like sitting in a chair, sitting on a bench, but I'm going to show you how this kind of look, and then I'm going to show you full speed. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand up against a fence, and it's going to be like a wall sit. So you're going to be pretty much leaning back up against this wall. Perfect posture, sitting into a chair, not letting your knees go over your toes. Then what you're going to do, without moving forward with your upper body, you're just going to stand up, making sure that my knees aren't over my toes, and then you're just going to step through and throw. So this is a very, very easy drill to help you guys get to that proper base and not have those knees go past that toe if that's a bad habit you have. Also, this is great for quarterbacks who tend to have bad posture, because this can work on your good posture, shoulders back, shoulders relaxed in the pocket. So I'm going to show you how this drill is going to look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill is going to help quarterbacks get the correct throwing sequence to be able to generate torque and more velocity, but also obviously more distance on their throws. So when it comes down to your throwing motion, it really comes down to honestly like your kinetic sequence, your kinetic chain. I call it a throwing sequence to keep it simple for quarterbacks. So your throwing sequence comes down to 4 specific parts, okay? So the first part of your throwing sequence is going to be your base, right? We kind of talked about that on that like fence drill or that wall drill that we did. You want to make sure that we have some weight loaded on my back leg, your knees not over your toes, your back foot is underneath your hip, and you have, for the most part, a decently narrow base. Your feet never want to be outside of your shoulders, and your feet never want to be too far inside of your hips. You want to just be right here, 60-40, 70-30, as I like to say. So reason why you want to get back to here is because that allows you to take some of this weight, and when you have a short stride, when your feet are under your hips, you can fully rotate through. A lot of quarterbacks, when they have improper weight, their weight will be forward, they'll be a little wide. You physically can't rotate. Your hips are going to lock out. So that's the first reason. Second reason you want to get to this base and have weight back is because that makes it easier for you to rotate your shoulders back. If your weight is forward like this or your base is wide, it's hard for you to rotate your upper half. And that's where you generate power. It's called dissociation, which is just fancy for upper half is separate from the lower half, right? So what we're going to be doing, you're going to be here, you're going to be in this weight loaded back position, front foot is already going to be planted in the grass, okay? So the reason why we do this is because that's the next part of the throwing sequence. You got to get to your base, you got to take a stride, but while you take that stride, you're maintaining weight onto your back leg so your shoulders can go back. And when you stride, the shoulders have to go here. So the hips can go through before the shoulders, and when your hips go through in the throwing motion before your shoulders do, that's how we create a whip to the throw and get more velocity on the throw. So this drill, pretty much what you're going to be doing, you're going to be here loaded back, front foot's going to be grounded. All you're going to do, you're going to dip back into the back leg. You're not going to let the knee go over the toe. You're going to shift back. You're going to shift and separate the hands, then rip through without moving your front foot. I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed, but this gets us on sequence. This makes sure that my sequence is timed up, because so many quarterbacks, what they like to do is when they take that front stride, they'll try to push. But when you push and have all this weight go forward, guess what? You can't close your shoulders. Your shoulders end up coming through before your hips, and we lose power on the ball. So this is a great drill to break that bad habit and to get back on that throwing sequence. I'm going to show you this is going to look full speed. All right, guys, so this next drill that we're going to talk about for your arm strength and for your throwing sequence to get you more distance on the ball, you're going to need a towel and you're going to need a football for this, okay? So what you're going to do with this towel. So remember we talked about, let's talk about this first before we get into the drill so you guys understand the reason why. A lot of times quarterback coaches do a very poor job of explaining the reason why. They don't know why. Like for example, like you see all these quarterbacks over social media have their guys throwing with the towel, doing all this towel work. They don't even know what the towel is for. I guarantee you 90% of them don't even know what the towel is for. They just think it looks cool and they see other guys doing it. You have to ask yourself the reason why behind every single drill that you do. And if you can't explain why, you probably shouldn't be doing the drill. Don't ever just do a drill to do it, okay? So that's why I want to explain this first. So remember, how did we generate power in my throw? Remember that throwing sequence, generating torque, having that dissociation with my upper half. So what was one of the mistakes that last drill, what it worked on was your weight was back, and this was stopping guys from doing what? Pushing all their weight forward, right? Because when you push forward, chances are, what do you do with your front arm? Your front arm tends to open up, right? And when you open up and your shoulders come through before your hips, or maybe everything comes through at once, you don't have torque because you don't have separation between your upper half and your lower half. It's like a baseball swing, right? Like when you're hitting a baseball bat, you got the bat back here, your weight's back, the pitcher throws, you step to the pitcher, but you stay back here. You keep weight on your back leg, then you fire the bat through. Same thing when throwing a football, fellas. And you look at any top NFL guy, they all generate power that way. So this drill is to work on that upper body, staying back and staying closed when you take the foot strike, okay? So that's what this is for, because that's how we generate power. Hips got to go through before my shoulders go through. So you're going to take this towel. You can fold this towel maybe once. You don't want like this big, long thing or like thing folding down. But what you're going to do is you're going to tuck this towel underneath your armpit. So what this forces us to do is that if we open up or maybe we drop or maybe we spread like this, the towel is going to fall. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable. I don't recommend doing this on every throw, but maybe when you're warming up to work on that correct throwing sequence. So all you're going to do, again, put this towel under that armpit. You're going to grab this football. All you're going to be doing, just stepping through and throwing, but keeping that towel tucked right here so you can keep that front arm nice and tight for accuracy, obviously, but so we can close on the first part of that throwing sequence. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you are a quarterback and you would like to learn how you can read defenses, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to give you access to 500 plus videos, all based on how quarterbacks can read defenses. So again, very first link in that description below. I'll see you guys next time.